Right. No, it's understandable. When you talk about private people, I think people, again, like we said initially, people join the gym or think about getting fit for different reasons. So I fully understand that, and I think it's fair if somebody says, you know what, privately I'll give you the props, but
let's just keep those.
Just keep it between us, And I also heard, Wuti, you especially, I think I've seen you do a few sessions about the defense classes. What's happening there? What are you trying to do with that?
You mean with the self-defense?
Yeah, self-defense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my prouder. I think
it's a self-defense for females, right?
Actually, for
everyone. Okay.
But mostly it's the females who
come. Female, yeah.
But I've actually been impressed. Some guys have been coming through this stage,
which
is impressive. Well, with self-defense, it's a big thing in the world. Not only just our country, because it's one thing that I feel like you get a lot of content on it on YouTube, but it doesn't get into a point where it's turned into a cause. That's how I do my self-defense.
Yeah.
Yes, I do events, but I don't really enjoy doing the events much than doing courses. Because with the event, it means you come with your wife, do your watch me doing my stuff. So it's more like me showing the skills I can do.
Yes.
For 2 hours, the chances of you actually remembering even one thing that I did there are minimal. Because it's just an event. I'm showing you what I can do.
Yeah.
However, with courses, I actually monitor and make sure we repeat everything until you've actually perfected.
Oh, okay.
Like the last Saturday, the session I had with the school. There, before we came out, normally in the event you have about 20 skills that you can give. If it's a course, you'd give like 6. And you'll walk around and make sure that everyone, by the time they leave the door, they've repeated and mastered it before they come out. And then you say day 1. And I wish and I hope at some point this message reaches as many trainers as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, the money is good with the events, but it doesn't really help our women get the necessary skills to really defend themselves.
Yeah, and I think it's for me it's a very it's close to my heart, and it's weird because I don't have anyone that is very close, like maybe a sister or anybody like that who's experienced some of the terrible things that happen with GBV, right? But it's very close to me because it is more than half of the population of this country, right? And it's the half that is actually keeping this country together. It's our mothers, it's our sisters, it's the caregivers. Most of them are females, and we have to do something about it. And I think and what you're doing in terms of self-defense, I think can add on to trying to assist. But I sometimes think, Owuti, what's the issue here? Why are we so violent towards our females, and why we don't care, and we're not finding solutions for it, right? And it's always puzzled me, right, personally, because I think with if you look at every culture, there's some sort of respect given to a woman, right? Maybe in terms of commercially or business or work, they might have not been looked as in a progressive way, which they put there. So that's why those changes are happening now, with putting women in positions of power and so forth. So I understand that, but in general, even in most black cultures, even religiously, everyone understood that women are the corner piece, of society. Where did we lose this? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Where did we lose this? I'm not sure.
Well, it actually gets even deeper, and it's one of the reasons why I'm really happy now that some guys are coming to self-defense classes, because it's not only skills that you get from there. Tony, to be honest, seeing me demonstrating, showing you there's some of the ways we hold women. I've got so many guys who tell me after the class, like, now I know that that's actually not the way to hold a woman in a nightclub. For all this time, I was thinking when I do that and drag her back, we are in a nightclub, we're quite drunk, it's loud, so when I drag her back like that, it's a normal thing for me to do. But now that you've put it in a class, I can see that sometimes we actually encroach into their space, women, without actually knowing. So some people who have abused women, I also have friends who have confessed a few things to me. Some people who have abused women were not even aware, which is a dangerous thing. Not even aware.
Is it maybe the environment they're growing up in where these things are acceptable?
Correctly so. The environment, how we grew up, how as teenagers we used to play with these females and stuff. The grabbing, the teasing, the play slapping and all that stuff. The environment itself. That's why our generation, and tracking back to the previous generation, was more. They would accept all this abuse and stuff. While this generation, I'm sure you know the kids now, they play on your own. I'm sure your kids are like that. They play on their own. When they see something a little bit nasty, they get suspicious. They get out of it and stuff. While back in the day, girls used to slap boys used to say you do that in the yard and stuff, as neighbors and stuff. Therefore, when it gets into an abusive situation, in most cases, you'd be like, it's
still part of an extension of that joking.
Our kids now, they go to the police station same time, which is I love now, because our kids are now more educated than us. So you are right, how the environment, how we grow up and stuff, and even the things that we see in front of us. Other adults, how they're acting, our mothers, our dads, how they're acting, we end up feeling it's acceptable.
Because another thing which is scary, talk about the kids, is the lately we've found, you get stories where you hear a 12-year-old, was inappropriate to, another young kid, a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old, which is killed somebody. There's a story in KZN where this guy supposedly stole alcohol and they beat him up on video, and one of the guys that beat him up, supposedly, allegedly, is a 16-year-old, right? And I'm thinking to myself, the age of these atrocities, if you want to call them that, is growing down as well, right? The age is going down. It's no more from older guys that are intentionally, doing harm. It's going to the minors, which means the minors don't really understand, but they think it's a way of life. Violence is a way of life. And that's the scary part for me. What are we imparting on the younger generation if a 12-year-old can think in a sexual manner to a point where they actually abuse another 12-year-old or even younger? That for me is the scary part.
It just shows that there's a lot of stuff that has been removed from human beings right now, and it's quite scary considering that animals. You know how it is with animals. When one passes away, when one dies, they can live in the field and continue their lives. We are the only animals who are really, really serious about hosting funerals, making sure the person is given a proper send-off.
Yes.
And yet we are the one animal that is really killing a lot these days. And not to gain. Remember, animals kill, so the other one can be prey, they can eat and survive. Just killing. So this means there's a lot that has just been removed from us. And that is why sometimes I get so angry when we do those movements and all that stuff. And I always say, when people are being abusive or racist or all that stuff, always remember that in most cases we should try to concentrate on trying to make them know that it's wrong than the fact that it's punishable. And that kills us as human beings. You know, we always talk about death sentence coming back and stuff. You know, when death sentence comes back, it doesn't mean people will no longer want to kill. They just won't kill because of the punishment. You know, so this means if they realize that they cannot be caught, they will kill. So that's where we're supposed to go. We shouldn't always be saying, hey, listen, Tony, if you beat up your person, you're going to be arrested. No, try to work on Tony. Try to make sure he knows that it's wrong to do it. Because if he realizes that no one will find out, he will beat up.
Yeah, I think you actually going towards the way I think about it. I think there's a serious mental shift that needs to happen, and I'm not sure if what has happened throughout the ages, what has happened to black people, has actually been sorted out, right? And what I mean by that is that there's been a lot of atrocities, right, that have happened. There's a lot of things that have happened that made us feel inferior. There's a lot of anger within the black community, all right? I'm going to talk about South Africa, but even if you look overseas, you look, there's a lot of anger around communities which are predominantly black, right? And I think we haven't processed that, or maybe we haven't even had a conversation that we actually are, in some ways, a traumatized race, you know, based on what has happened and based on how we look at each other. And I've always put up a suggestion when I'm chilling with my friends that, you know, when 94 came, I personally think that it should have been mandatory, not optional, mandatory for every black person in South Africa to have some sort of psychological classes. Not that saying that everyone is sick, but I think some people do not realize the impact that how many generations suffered, right? Through apartheid, through colonialism. I think we should have given ourselves that chance to try and bring some normality in terms of our thinking. Because it just seemed that when 94 came, whatever was done, and there were not mental scars, and there were no cultural norms that were affected by what used to have. I'll give you an example. So one of the biggest obstacles for a good environment for a kid to grow in is single parenthood. You know, not saying that if you're a single parent you can't raise your kid, but it's always better to have two parents in the house. It's been proven scientifically and whatever, you know. So with that, and then you think, in apartheid, homes, black family homes were broken up because men had to go and work in the mines and work far away from their families, right? So those generations started growing up without two parents in the house, and mostly now it's females that are raising boys and girls, right? The man is only around the house for that week in December, you know, ufika laphana with the bags. It's honeymoon phase. As soon as honeymoon phase is finished, he's gone, right? So you've got a lot of people that grew up without parents, full households with two parents. They can't relate to their kids. right? And it's generational. Now we're here, right? Yes, we know better, but the estrangement between the family, the parents and the kids, I think that has been very deep. And I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a scientist, but I think that can also lead to bad behavior, right?
Correct.
Right? Where somebody is only taught by their peers who also don't know much on the streets, and they think that's the right way, whether it's to live, more especially it's the right way how to treat women, because our homes are broken. So hence I'm saying, I think maybe if we had, and we can still do it, we sort out the mental, because a black person has been brutalized.
That's a valid point right there. It should have been like that, even if it wasn't maybe a professional setup and stuff.
Yes,
but
yes.
it's supposed to be a way from the beginning.
Yes.
And I would even say, even some of the things that happened post '94 should have been a little bit gradual.
Yes.
Because you can't just come out of. We went through a lot of stuff, too.
Yeah.
And for it to just go snap, just like that, we're not robots.
Exactly.
We might be a very strong race and stuff, but we're not robots. We need some type of adjustment.
Exactly.
I never got that chance, to be honest.
But I think there needs to be a will. I think a lot of people recognize that we are in a lot of shit, if you want to put it that way. I think there needs to be a will from the powers that be that something dramatic and drastic needs to happen. It cannot be business as usual. It cannot be. There's a funny story I always tell. I was fortunate enough that the company I used to work for was able to take us overseas for some achievement awards, right? And we're in Italy, right? And when we were there, we had lunch, of course, supper, around about 6-7. And the Italians eat, they enjoy their food, right? So it was like food after food after food. So we ended up eating until like 10-11 when we left the restaurant. So being the youngins, all right, there were older people there as well, but the young crew, we decided we need to explore town, right? And we go back to the hotel, change up, and now we're walking, right? Now, remember, we left the restaurant around about 11.
That's already
11.
late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think clubs they open around about 11. So it's not late for the club, but it's late in time, right? So we're busy walking around town. So there's about 4 of us, a mixed group, Indian, blacks, and I think there was one white person there as well. So we're walking in town, in the middle of town, right? Time is something to 12. And we're approaching, right, this young girl, I think early 20s, right? She's on her phone, right? She's got her bag. She's walking by herself. It's something to 12 in the evening. Right, and she didn't. We walked on the same side of the road, so she didn't like skip over to the other side of the road when she saw males, or even when she saw black males. Right, didn't skip over the side of the road. We just walked past her, and I was like,
that
wow,
is unheard of.
I was like, wow, it was crazy because I think when we all walked past her, everyone recognized it, but nobody said anything about it. And I was like, dude, did you guys just see that how free that person is? She's not even scared of black people, not even scared of males. 4 males walking on the same side of the pavement, on the same side of the road, on the pavement, coming towards her. She's on her phone. She's not even bothered. She's not even thinking about us. She's on her phone talking to whoever she's talking to with a bag at midnight in town.
That wouldn't happen.
And in actual fact, that town was Florence. It's in the south of Italy. in town, bro. I was shocked. And I said to my friends, I was like, it's funny that supposedly we got freedom, right, in 94. So you can maybe go where you want to go, right? Mm-hmm. But you're not going to go to town at 12 o'clock.
No. No, thank you. With all my fighting skills, I'm not going.
Exactly. So now the question is, how free are you?
Far from it.
How free are you? Far from it. And I'm talking now, I mean, you gym, you do boxing, kickboxing. You can't see yourself walking in town, Joburg City, town, at 12 o'clock.
I'm actually even surprised you're even pushing it for 12. I don't want to be there during the day. So you're right. And then how many situations do I know of where I stay, whereby when I'm driving towards the boom gate and I spot that there's someone behind me, and I'm going to be honest and tell you this. Yeah. If I look there and I see there's a black guy there behind me, I am using my fingerprint so quick because I want to get in there. But a few weeks ago, I looked back and there was some white guy. I just chilled. And just chilled there, started greeting the security and got in. The mentality is he might hijack me.
Yes.
Because he's black.
Yes.
And yet he's my race, meaning I'm not free myself from my own people.
Ish, bruh. So that's why I think this mental thing, that somebody somewhere needs to look into it. I think, with my platform that I've got here, I'm probably gonna advocate for it. Maybe we can get the word out. I think what you guys are doing with self-defense classes, and especially the part where you say it actually teaches you mannerisms as well, how to interact with other people. I think that is also adding to the conversation in a positive manner. So I think you guys you personally, you should continue. I think you've already partnered up with some schools and so forth like that. Is it something that you want to extend there, or what's the plan with that? Because I'm really interested in moving that conversation forward.
Well, I really love to sign up with as many businesses as possible.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point it should be part of the school curriculum.
Yes.
Whereby it just needs to be part of it. The same way PE is part of it. I also do PE. Yeah. And I've always said that I'll get this check for PE, physical education, but I can't be doing self-defense.
Yeah.
Unless I offer it for free, just to show the school that, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
But very few schools can actually say, come.
Yeah.
And I'm sure right now you're thinking, schools should be the first places that should have this.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to have as many places as possible.
Yeah.
Some I do for free, especially places whereby maybe some like centers whereby we have been abusing stuff. I'll literally go there for free. Because my belief is also just that you just said, the mentality.
Yes.
I think with the skills, yes, we need them in case the mentality doesn't help the perpetrator when they come to you.
Yeah.
But the most important thing right now is just that mentality.
Yeah.
And I always say this to my friends, they hate it a lot, but I always say, the moment you think that you are excluded from abuse because you feel passionate about it, that's where you're wrong.
Right, man.
That's how I live my life. I always always say this to my partner. I'll be like, I am as capable of abuse as the guys that I always put down there to what's this, honeydew. Whenever the girls start telling me about stuff, and then they call me to their flats and stuff, and then we hold back the guy, call the security, take him to honeydew, and I'll tell my partner, you see that guy, I'm as capable as him. Never as a man think that you can't do it. Appreciate that you're not doing it. Appreciate that you are just different, that you're not allowing it to happen, because anyone can do it.
But it should be like that. It should be like that.
But unfortunately, you go to places and a guy will literally tell you that, no. It is definitely not something. It's only for monsters and stuff. It's not for monsters. You don't have to be a monster to abuse people.
Yeah.
There are no good people who've done crazy stuff. So it's anyone can do it. Female, male. Female can do it. Yeah. So we always just have to feel great. You know what? I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And like I say, you touched on the point where, it's it's better to try and avoid the issue, right? Try and avoid the stories coming up, the abuse coming up, than to actually say how to protect yourself. Because you might have all the skills, but maybe you might get overpowered in that instance. So we need to teach, especially the men, to, like you said initially, how to behave. And I think the one step before that is to actually sort out the mental issue, right? Being possessive over females, not being able to express yourself. If you get angry, it leads to violence. Not every disagreement must lead to violence, right? And if you get angry, it leads to violence. And on the other side, you've got someone who, in most cases, physically is not as powerful as you, right? So, how do we avoid the issue before it happens? Because all the stuff that we have now, I mean, you can arrest how many people, right? But you can't take away the trauma of what that other person has experienced. So I think we need to find a way, and I absolutely think that it's a mental issue for us. Yes, there might be other things that contribute, maybe poverty, maybe having a family of 8 living in a 1-bedroom apartment where no, there's no privacy and all of that. Maybe that's an issue, but I think there has to be some sort of respect for life, right? Which you spoke about, as well as respect for your fellow human being, and especially the vulnerable groups, which is children and women. Yeah. So I think that the space that you're playing in, and hence I say I wanted to actually talk extensively with the self-defense classes, because I think that is going to help. I think when somebody is empowered, they act differently. It's funny because a lot of people think that as soon as people learn how to do karate, they go beating up people. But
The opposite.
The opposite is they're more calmer. They can make better decisions. They're not frantic when making those decisions, and they can actually avoid a lot of danger in most instances. And that's what we want, to get people out of danger and to a better space. If the other people who are there can't behave,
And like we said, it also goes both genders.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
I mean, how many cases do I know whereby I am female? And I hate this in most cases because you teach them these skills.
Yeah.
My lovely ladies out there. And then somehow, many cases that I know, a female actually started with a slap.
Yeah.
On a very big guy.
Yeah.
Who will probably retaliate with a very big shot. And you look at this and you're like, it goes both genders. You have just slapped. I have an ex who did slap me. And I was like, you know what? You're probably doing this because I'm a self-defense trainer. I'm the last person who will touch you.
Yeah.
But just think of when you break up with me and go to another person and slap them and see what will happen.
Yeah.
So how about you stop with the slapping? Because when a man then goes on and slaps back, it will lead to death. Men have got, we've got fragile egos. The fact that I've just been slapped is just annoying to me. And now picture it if it's a family. Now I've been slapped in front of my son.
Yeah. No. What you've raised, it's prevalent. I think, like I said, I think we do need to look into socially how we relate to each other, and try and build up the big family, the black family unit, to actually play a part, and also our communities as well. But like I say, what you guys are doing, I really think it's gonna have an impact, and like you said, hopefully other people in your field can bite into it and see that it's something that they can do to have an impact, not only just training people to be fit and about health and health goals, but you can actually go in an extra step, to teach them more about how to conduct themselves, as well as how to defend themselves should they find themselves in that situation. So I think you should expand it and try and expand it, and hopefully some people that are watching this who might have a way, business owners or whoever, get hold of you. I'm sure you're open to that. Get hold of you and see what you guys can do, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, and you said it's not only females, it's also males as well.
Like I said, I will retire at some point as a personal trainer, but there's one service I will never retire. It's self-defense.
Yeah.
Even when I've retired and I'm no longer training people to do the push-ups and the sit-ups and stuff,
but when
it comes to self-defense, that's something I'll always do because
it's needed.
It's always there.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we need to give back. I think big businesses have CSI, where they give back. I think us as well as individuals, small business owners, even if it's not, painting a building or doing all those crazy things that they do, in our little way, we can also give back, and I think that can also form part of that, especially if you start incorporating companies where they can empower their employees, to protect themselves and so forth, or even maybe sponsor a session where you go into privileged environments and train people there as well.
That's actually something I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because as much as I will do this free thing sometimes if it's a big event, I need about 3-4 trainers as well. Demonstration as well. Sometimes when you pull a person from the crowd, you might just get hurt. But if you come with your own trainers, they know what's happening.
Exactly.
So I have about 3-4 trainers I still have to pay. Yes, it's free for me. I'm not getting payment. But now I still have to pay this, and sometimes I will be like, So, but if you have someone who's sponsoring that, then you can literally go to any place that cannot pay you, but that your trainers are covered, so you're fine.
And you can still impart a good professional product that can be useful to people. All right, no man, that's good. And what are the plans with the gymming? Have you guys heard anything from Cyril? When is he opening up the gym?
Now you're fishing for information.
No, dude, I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
Well, I need to see some bribe, man. I'll tell you.
Okay, I will do it after recording here. But it surely has to come soon, man. So
there's a strike tomorrow. I'm sure you know that by now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a strike there. I think all gyms. So you just go to your nearest gym. Even gym members, they're welcome. Go to your nearest gym and protest. So they're trying to change.
Can I protest while I'm running on the treadmill? Because I'll do the toys on the treadmill.
We just want to train.
Dude, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. It's tired.
Yeah, I do feel you. They know it's gonna be outside, and So because the fitness industry, especially Virgin Active, they've been leading the whole race since for 3 months now.
Yeah. What are you guys? Are you aware of what are you guys proposing to happen? Because I know, like for instance, when different sectors are trying to bargain with the government, they'll say, okay, we're going to allow so many people in the shop. So many people in the shop at the same time. We're going to have these protocols for the health. Are you aware of what the industry itself is putting to the governments in highlights, not in finer detail, but in highlights? Like for instance, how many people will be allowed to train at the same time?
I think the worst thing about actually asking me this is that you'll be surprised that I'm actually against most of the things you'll be protesting for.
What?
I told you you'll be surprised. That's why my protest is, can the government, I know there's a lot of funds available for business and stuff, but this is one industry that has really been closed down.
Yes.
Even overseas and stuff.
Yes.
Has been closed down. And if I had to go to the president, the cabinet or any minister, I will not protest per se for gyms to open. Yes, I love them to open. I need money too. I need to see people. I need to have that fun. But I'll rather protest that we have funding specifically for fitness industry. Because gyms are not, when they operate, as a member, you just see maybe the lights, maybe the water and stuff.
Yes.
But there is more. If that equipment belongs to Techno Gym, it means I have to pay a certain amount per month.
Oh, it's the rental, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Techno Gym doesn't care that the gyms are closed. They're not a gym.
Yes.
They manufacture. You know. So they want their money.
Yeah.
You know. So you've got something of a bill of 800,000, for example, waiting for you, and yet the gym is closed. Got salaries.
So the running costs are quite hectic.
So I will say to the government, okay, cool, you can close us. But can you assist us so that when the lockdown has been lifted, because small gyms, I can count a lot, I can't count right now during the interview, that have closed down. They will not come back.
Damn.
So rather the government tries to do something so that the gym, because we need them, you know, what we need them for, the immune system and all that stuff. We need to be healthy, right? So we need to be at the gym. So when the COVID has passed, or even if we get the vaccine, we need the immune system to be there to take the vaccine and keep it strong. So we need the gyms. So now if the gym cannot operate after lockdown, then we're sitting, we don't know what to do as people of South Africa. You know, so I'll rather protest for assistance than not opening. Obviously, I love the reopening, but I wouldn't want a situation where I go out there, protest, and then they check the infection rate. During that protest, when we're 60, maybe that Dynamic Health Club, we're standing there, you included, we're there and stuff. So, and then all of a sudden, there's an infection. And that came from the riot itself. You know, and now, you know, now the government is now like, that's why we didn't want any group gatherings. Okay? Now leave that behind. We reopen the gyms, and then now there's an infection in one of the gym. It slows down for more than 6 months, for example. So the gyms might open in a month or two, but if there's an infection that comes through now, they might be closed for 6 months. So you do your calculations. Which one is better?
Why would it be 6 months though? Because I know with like shops, you know, I think they close for like a day or two, and then they do the whole building up where they sanitize the whole building up.
Here's the logic: the gyms are already marked as a no safe zone. So a shop is not marked as a no safe zone. A gym right now, that's why they closed, because no one wants to touch them, the government. Now there's an infection. Now they've vindicated. You know, now they're like, all right, we actually did tell you that to give us 2 months maybe. Now there's some infection in the gym, so we're gonna have to close them for a long time. You know, so are we willing to do that and have it closed for longer? Or are we willing to fight just so that we can get the assistance?
So what's so you'd say get the assistance, which is, I think you talk about monetary now. And what about the benefits now of gymming? When can you're not asking for that? You're not asking for the gyms to be open. Of course, with proper protocols.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion that since the government has already said that, like, for example, level 1, they'll reopen. Who's to say level 1 is not in September, which is around the corner?
This guys.
Who's to say that?
Bruh, these guys, they don't count like me and you. Remember, they came up with level 3, and then all of a sudden, when we're meant to go to level 2, they come with level 3 light. They're like, no, it's going to be between level 3 and level 2, right? And we're just going to allow the taxis to do this, allow these people to do this. And I'm like, no, man. You know, so I am 100% sure, right? There's some stupid thing that they're going to do again. Maybe it will come with level 1 light where the gyms are not open. So it might be we're going to level 1 or level 2 or wherever we are. But
see, there, I can even stand in the middle of a road and do a riot myself, because I know that you have just betrayed your word. We are on this level.
Guys, bro.
Right now, you're in a level where they said we're not be open anyway.
Yeah.
So why am I protesting much?
Yeah.
But now, because I'm sure he's going to speak maybe next week. Now, after that speech, the gyms are still not open. Then I'm going to protest.
I'm telling you, man, this guy's at some stage, just briefly, it just felt like these guys have run out of ideas, right? And they're just doing it. They're just winging it. Sizobona, like, let's try the strategy for this week and 2 weeks. If it doesn't work, we change it. Because I think there were a time when some documents were leaked where they said on level 3, to move to level 2, this is what needs to be achieved. So much infection rates and so much. And no, that is out the window, right? Because at some stage, the levels are going down, but the infections are going up. So what I'm saying is, it becomes very difficult, and it might sound like I'm being pessimistic, but it becomes difficult to really give these guys any room to actually do the right thing, right? I feel at some stage they got lost. They had a good plan at the beginning, but they got lost somewhere because of maybe a lot of different people that were saying different things. Like you look at the Texas situation where the Texas said, stuff you, we're just gonna load 100. And the next thing, the government's like, oh, well, if they're doing it, we might as well. Do you understand?
That was not impressive at all.
Yeah, so you get to a point where it's like, if they thought that 100% was possible, why did they stop Texas from doing it? Or if they thought that 100% is not possible, why are they allowing the Texas to do it?
Pressure now, and that's not how the government operates.
So, exactly. So what I'm saying is, I've got a year of little faith, as they put it, in Shakespeare language. I don't know. Maybe I'm being pessimistic, but there's a lot of contrasting powers and a lot of contrasting interests that I know they have to look after, but for everyone to actually take you seriously, I'm sure even in your own house, if you want to be taken seriously, you think hard and clear about what you propose or what you want the family to do. You put your foot down and you stick by it, right? It cannot be that the other one, small one, comes in next tomorrow and says, well, this does not sit well with me. And then the whole thing changes, right? Because then were your reasons strong enough for the first decision? If somebody says, this doesn't sit right with me, and then you change it, right?
You're correct.
So that's why I'm saying I hope it gets sorted out fast, because there's a lot of suffering, dog, and the faster we get over it, or the faster we find a workable way to deal with this situation, I think the better for everyone, because people are suffering. Like, on a serious note, I know there's death and so forth, but death is maybe not, in people's eyes, but suffering is definite. You understand? And it's current. So it's I can't imagine looking at my kids and I'm hungry, they're hungry, and I can't do anything about it. I understand. So I think they need to do something and allow people to actually start earning their keep. And because some of the jobs that are here now, should we carry on, those jobs are lost as well. And we've already lost. And we already coming, even before the pandemic, we're coming from a situation where things were bad already, So I just hope Uti, Cyril and his buddies and whoever he listens to, they come up with a solution, because this winging it of theirs is not working.
Nah, it's not.
it's not working.
But you know your government. You have to play chess with them. You know how I'm sure you know them very well, especially with the NC. You know them very well.
Yeah.
If you say to them, you know them that they will not want to give you money. They would rather put you back to work. So
Yeah.
my mindset about the whole go out there, fight for gyms and all that stuff is because I know how they are. They will open the gym if you ask for assistance.
Oh, like the Texas said, we want the money, and these guys are like, we don't have. We're like, oh, we're gonna do 100%.
That's how you deal with the ANC. They will not give you. Can you picture a situation whereby they're giving the gym money, 800K per gym to pay for techno gym? They won't. They will open the doors. Good for us. So if they give us money, then good. So I know that if we go out there and just say we want to open the gyms, and they start fighting and saying no, there'll be a lot of infections, but you ask for money.
Yeah.
You sit down and like, open those doors. So that's my mentality.
Yeah. So leave them with no option.
Leave them with no option and stuff. If they give us money, well, then that's also good.
Yeah.
You know, but ending with that I know though, I'm confident when it comes to gyms. All gyms have placed markings. You know, all the gyms that I know right now have got markings on the floor, making sure social distancing is maintained and all that stuff. They've prepared from when we were thinking we were opening 2 months ago. All gyms, when we were thinking we were opening, that's what we did. We cleaned, we sanitized, we did everything. We marked the areas, so I know it's gonna be safe to train people, and also to just come as a member and train, because there's gonna be a booking system. All gyms booking system. Most probably gonna have about 50 people inside. Yeah. If it's a big gym. Yeah. If it's a smaller gym, most probably 20 people. Yeah. Book.
Okay. Yeah.
So everyone will get a chance to train in a day.
Yeah.
In any case, just that it will be more stricter. You will not be doing the supersets, going to that machine and that other one, you're sticking to your. So when it comes to that, I'm confident. Even if they open the gyms, I know that it's safe. Yeah. You know, I'll also wish we can do what the PSL is doing with soccer, whereby they put people in a bubble.
Oh.
You know, whereby, because the thing is, my colleagues, some of them, they stay in Cosmo, for an example, and they need to take a taxi to come to work. Yeah. You get it? That's not a bubble.
Yeah, but then how are you gonna?
It's impossible. I'm just mentioning something I would love to happen, but in reality, with the money, with the finances, it's impossible.
The practicality.
With PSL, it's easy. They can pay the big bucks and they can stay inside. The call centers have done that as well. They can book a hotel, have everyone in there, bubble, health bubble. For us, I wish we could do that.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was even saying to some of my colleagues, I can literally even take two or three and stay with you, as long as I know we have created a bubble. No one is taking a taxi. No one is doing stuff. We're staying together, so at least members know that as the people standing at that reception are living in a bubble, they're safe. Because it's another thing, you can keep yourself very healthy and safe as a member, but you're gonna interact with the person who took about 3 taxis to get to work. It's now helping you.
All right. No, it's understandable. But just maybe on a close off, what are your plans, man? What are you up to going forward? Okay, besides, let's say when the gym open, are you still personal training fully, or are you gonna be running classes? What's in actual, how do you work? I know how you work, but how do you work?
I don't really do. The only classes I actually do are events kind of classes. I no longer like doing the classes at gym. Though those 6 p.m. classes and stuff. Because somehow they just take away the money I could get from training one person.
Yes.
So I think it's monetary more than anything.
Economics.
You train 60 people in the class, and then you can actually triple that amount with one person. So you just think of that and stuff. But every personal trainer started classes.
Yes.
So what I was thinking when I'm coming back, because my 2020 goal, which is very funny, because now COVID came, was to actually expand my company in terms of the trainers that actually work under me for home sessions and stuff.
So wait, tell me more about that. So basically, your company is like a group of trainers, right? So you take the bookings and you send trainers out. Or how does it work? Or do I approach a trainer and then he says no, he belongs to you, and then I'll sign up with you, whatever.
So it's pretty much of a very free thing. I believe Casper does that in music a lot, whereby he would put an umbrella. So I'll have this umbrella because I know that my name is now known in most circles.
Yeah.
So now if you come through and you are a trainer, probably 2 years, 3 years in the industry, I can get a client. Right now we're having this interview, right? If I had a client right now,
Yes.
then what happens to the client? So now that client can go to that person.
Okay.
So it could be a fill-in situation, or it could be a situation where I realize that at 3 p.m. every day of the month, I don't have an open slot. So that person is yours for the entire month. I will obviously get a percentage because that's actually my person. Came to my Instagram and found me, and then I suggested trainer. However, if you go out there, find a client, there's no percentage you should be giving me. Only percentage I get is when you come to me, borrow my equipment, take my gloves, or use a car. Now that's different. So I've just probably that's why you will see me. I don't mind posting a lot of trainers and stuff because now I've just told myself I'm no longer a trainer. I can actually have people under me, and it's not like they're working for me. I always try to make that clear. It's not like they're working under me. It's just because they are not exposed yet to have the kind of marketing, the fast marketing that I can do. So they will keep on just using. That's the same way I grew as well. I had a guy as well, George. I was under him, you know, and his name was bigger, and therefore I was just under him. And then at some point, you build yourself up, come out, and do your own thing. So now in 2020, I was thinking then of making it a situation whereby there's even a studio. Whereby the trainers can come through and do their sessions under that alpha banner. So that was my goal. But then COVID came through and I had to use finances for some other things. But that has always been my goal, even when I started 12 years ago, was that I'll do personal training and get enough money and then have a studio. And when it grows, then go have another branch, studio, alpha studios all over.
No, that I think that's a great plan. So it's that plus the what are different classes that you personally actually do.
So with self-defense, and then there's kickboxing. So and then there's cardio kickboxing. Cardio kickboxing is when people just punch and kick just so they can get their heart rate up. Kickboxing is when you actually want to learn the skills. Which is a little slower than the cardio kickboxing. Self-defense we've already mentioned.
Yes.
So self-defense, luckily my certifications allow me to start from 6 up, while my kickboxing only allows me from 12 up. So that's how certifications.
That's age. Okay.
So unfortunately, some certifications can restrict your age.
And
then so you have to just.
So you can get. So basically, you can train the low ones, basically.
For self-defense. But for kickboxing, I have to start from 12.
12 up.
All right. So I'm still working on the qualification for the young.
Okay. All right.
But as a trainer, you just have to be always trying to learn as much as you can, get the qualifications. What I love about the industry now is that they don't take anything without a qualification. All the schools that I work with, first thing they want to see is if the kid gets injured, the parent takes us to court, the school to court.
Are you qualified? No, that's a good one. And I think it's a sensitive issue because the parents sort of hands over their kid for that duration of time to be in the care of the school. So if the school is hiring somebody else to train or exposes the kid to somebody else, that person, whichever field, they have to be qualified and professional and should have a track record in doing what they're doing. So I think that's fair for me. All right.
And insurance as well. I don't know if you know that.
For sure.
Personal trainers have insurance. LSG, you gotta have it.
Otherwise,
no gym will hire you. Because when I injure you at your gym, then
someone has to pay.
You have to play the cameras, and if you see that I said run on the treadmill for 10 minutes and you said you don't think your heart can take it, and I kept on saying run, the camera shows that I was at fault, then my insurance has to pay, not the gym. Insurance. So the gyms, that's why they can't hire a personal trainer without insurance, because if I don't have the insurance, then the gym has to pay.
I didn't know about that. I knew that gyms had insurance. I didn't know personal trainers.
You can't now. Virgin Active started that thing. You can't be hired without the insurance. You have to have them. So the gym is safe, so that they don't have to pay anything.
Okay.
Which is fair enough, because
No, that's good.
I'm the one who's injuring you,
Yes,
not them.
yes.
They don't-
And I think you can't expect Virgin or whoever to be right there next to you while you talk to
No.
your client,
Yeah.
and while you're training your client. So that's only fair. But it's good as well for professionalizing the industry. I think if I'm a client and I hear that my personal trainer has got insurance, I'll be more inclined to go with that person, because I know I'm covered. I'm not by myself. If and should shit goes down, I'm not by myself. So
And
I'm
that's
like,
the kind of things
Yeah.
Tony, I wish can go out there all the
Yeah.
time, because it's something that has been known for around 10 years and stuff, but people don't really put it out there.
yeah,
And it's not like clients even ask for it. And I can tell you right now, if I'm a client, I would like to see those things.
yeah.
But because we don't speak about them, then the clients are like, we just gonna care about the gym insurance. I wish for a day in our era, and while I'm still around,
Yeah.
whereby clients will wanna see qualifications and insurance before.
And is it their right, or is it regulated in that manner that clients do have a right to actually ask for those things?
But that's the unfortunate part. It has not been put and set in stone yet. But when you look at it, when I injure someone, they don't take me to court because they think there's nothing.
Oh,
So why are we not giving them this information?
Oh,
Immediately they just go and be like, I know, Stay, you didn't mean it, they go. But if they knew there was insurance,
so there's maybe an educational part on that area side as well.
and I think we just
So
maybe sometimes hide it so that the person will just walk away if something
Yeah.
happens. But I think it's time that you expose it so the person
Yeah.
knows that if something happens,
I think if I'm a personal trainer, I'll keep on shouting that, because I think you can use that as actually a selling point. If I knew my personal trainer had insurance, should anything goes, yes, we're not planning that anything's gonna go wrong, but insurance is there should shit go south. So if I knew that I'm working with someone where if something goes wrong, I can be covered, I think that can be a good selling point. I think if you're a personal trainer and you have that, go out there and shout it out. I think a lot of people will be attracted to that proposition.
yeah, definitely. I'll just remind you when you start beating me up because you said the other trainers, but I'm putting it out there.
So just to end off, man, where can people find you? I think we don't have a minute or so now. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
How can people reach you?
I'm largely on Instagram. That's like where I market mostly.
Yeah.
Which is Alpha Trainer
Alpha Trainer,
at the end. And then I'm on WhatsApp with my number as well. And with the website is also under construction.
Yeah,
It had to change during lockdown for a few things.
Yeah.
So there is also alphahealth.co.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll probably link get that and link it below the video for YouTubers. But for podcasters, I think you can rewind and actually get the information from there. So thank you very much for coming through, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah, it's been.
Thank you for coming through and good luck with everything. I look forward to the gyms opening. So please put on comfortable shoes and toy, man, and get those gyms open. All right.
I've never seen a dreadlock guy.
Thanks, bro.